Okay, it's time to do a little beard smithing. Got my favorite shirt on. Bearded for her pleasure. My wife hates that. She likes my beard, but she thinks the shirt's dumb. So let's get this set up right. I want to trim my beard today because it's kind of getting a little longer, a little wild. I'm heading on a dual sport motorbike ride for a week, and you don't have a lot of time to maintain your beard. It's a little better to be short. Let me show you what I'm going to use for this trim job, this beard smithery. I've got, I just had a haircut today, and when you get a clean haircut, actually the beards look better, I think. But I'm gonna trim it up a little bit. So the first thing to show you I like using is this Brawn. This thing is what I use to everyday shave. And so I'll like shave under my neck and stuff like that and use this thing here to clean up the line. Really good. This is the Series 5 and I really like this thing. And when you get done trimming and shorten it up, you have some new hair to trim, so that's what I'm gonna use that for. And then I use this, it's a Philips Norelco. And this thing you can adjust up and dial up to height sizes. I got my twin brother one, it wasn't this one, but it was another one for Christmas. And he was used to a setting, it was like setting 9, so he cranked it on there, he's like, and it was shorter than the other one he had, and so he like messed his beard up. Anyway, just be careful when you're setting those, it's really funny. So before I trim my beard, I trim my beard almost every month. So I'll just go through, in the morning I take a shower, get my beard wet, and then comb it the way I like it. And even when I comb it, sometimes it doesn't do what I want. It doesn't obey. I've got a couple of different combs. This one's like says it's a beard comb there. It's just kind of got this horsehair brush. Then I have this style as well. And so I try different things with combs, but inevitably the hair starts to curl out like this, like you're seeing like that. And that's when it starts to make me want to trim her down a bit. So I'll go through before I trim and I'll comb the hair, get it running down. Like I said in my other video, you definitely don't want to do this after you've just gotten out of bed. Your hair will be matted down. So it's definitely easier to just take it and cut it after the day's over. So where I like to start is I'll work on the sides here and I'll trim this length the way I want it on both of these sides, and then after that, then I'll work on the base. In some cases, if I've let it grow really long and I want to trim down here first, sometimes I'll just come straight in and trim back, but I'm going to work this way on this one. So I take the highest setting and work down so that I'm not cutting too much off. And I even hold my fingers on here, just this thing, because this thing can just come off. Just jack your beard all in one go. So what I'm doing is just cleaning it up right to the hairline. And I'm coming down here on my face, but here's my jaw. If my jaw were, that's where the whole thing ends, underneath. And so if I were to just come down lower than my jaw, you're gonna end up cutting in too far. So this is just on my jaw. I'm doing the longest length. I already know what length this is gonna be. So I'm comfortable with it. I leave my stash out because I like my stash longer. And so the corner of my jaw is here, but then it comes down. I'm just coming straight forward from the back under my jaw here, just up a little bit and straight forward. That's the line. I'm not cutting any below that. And I'm shortening everything to that point. If you take and you fill your cheek with hair, you'll find that the hair, you can actually cut it. If you have any indent at all, it'll end up being longer. That's just a little thing I had to figure out. Okay, so that's that one. I'm gonna go a little bit tighter, move down to an 8, and I won't go as far this time. So I'm gonna stay up a little higher. And it's kind of a feel. Everyone's hair is a little different. Now I'm drop to a 7, go up a little higher. And I'm just kind of doing a little bit of a transition, a little bit of a fade up into what my current hair length is up high. That cleans that up. Sometimes with a beard it feels like your face starts to get fatter, like you've gained weight. And so when you do that, if you notice, it's just subtle, but this side just looks more slender than this side already, just from something that simple. And like if you liked your length down here, you could just leave it at that. So I'm gonna jump back to the 9 on the height, and I'm gonna find that bottom there, and I'm not gonna go any lower than that. Get my stash out of the way. Got hair going in my eye there. Need some goggles for this. Beard smithing's dangerous. Okay, I could work up. I've done this enough that every 2 months for like 3 years, every month for 3 years, so it's getting pretty normal for me. Just work it up a little bit right to that transition. Okay, so that's that. Then I comb my beard again once I get there. Get the way I like it. Okay, now I've got on the sides you want to be a little bit careful here. So I'm just going to trim off the stuff that I don't like that sticks out. And this you can do right now if you like the length going down, or you can start with the bottom and just do the length. So take the same one that I just used, and it's the Norelco Phillips. Pop that thing off, and now I just got this clean end. So that's where you want to be careful you don't have any kind of a length setting. So I'm going to turn this thing on, and I'm just going to bring my hair so it's as straight as it can be. My hair gets actually pretty curly. I'm going to want to cut off just like the length that I don't need or want. Just kind of comb it out so that it stands basically where I want. And I'm coming in, and I'm going to just go straight back to my neck. So I find the depth that I want, how far down I want the beard to go, and then just come straight in. And then I find a spot on my neck where I'm going to be stopping, and then I'll just work this way and then that way with it. And just shaping it and just trimming off anything I don't like. Following that line. All right, so once I've gotten underneath here where I want, and I'll touch it up a little bit more. You just keep combing it, anything that's hanging down beyond that line. You just show it who's boss. And you may find like you'll get done with the day, it looks great, take a shower, and then you got another piece hanging down, and I just take the scissors to it. Just those things, anything that sticks out. If I see something that I don't like and it's sticking out, I just take care of it. Okay, so another thing that I was noticing earlier, when I'm trimming my beard, I'll do the bottom right here first, and then kind of work around. And then you'll find that your back line here sometimes gets harder to cut. And some guys, it's really easy to do. Some guys, it's hard. I can see where I'm at on the back line. So I just look over like this and I can see it sticking out here. So I'll just trim it down, kind of turn my jaw just right. And then I just come in here, just go straight in and down. And that's how I get my back line. And if you can hold up another mirror to help you see, sometimes that's helpful. And then you just look up a little bit, and sometimes drawing your skin down a little, it will rebound, so you want to be a little careful. And the way I cut my back line is I don't want hair to go past my jaw and onto my neck. So that's how I cut mine. And you can cut it any way you want. So I just kind of try to find that. If you pull too far, you're gonna pull your skin over to your neck. So you just want to try to find what's natural. And look. What's up, sweetie? Got my daughter here. Say hi, I'm doing a beard video.
Hi.
Little cutie. Give me a minute, okay?
Daddy?
Yeah?
Where's Mom?
I don't know, you're gonna have to go find her.
Oh, Mommy?
She's not in here, sweetie.
Looks like she's in the bathroom.
All right, so then on the other side, one side's sometimes easier than the other, cut a back line in.
Mommy.
I'm not sure. Here's my other daughter. She's having some troubles. Hi, I'm doing a beard video. What do you need, sweetie?
I want toast.
You want toast?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be out in a minute. I'll get you some toast. Oh, that was sad. Okay, so back to this friggin' back line. All right, so this thing only gets it so close. If you get in here close, see how there's still some hair? And that's why I really like this thing. This is like every day. I use this thing every freaking day. So let's get in here, and all under here, it's just a little longer than where I've shaved earlier today. And this one actually cuts pretty close to, so sometimes you gotta use that guy first. And this is on the daily when I cut a back line in, this is what I'm using to cut the back line. Because if you don't maintain it, you end up just getting this, new growth going on, and you kind of always have a back line you're cutting in. And then I just fix the symmetry if something's off one day or something. And I can see I still have some work over here I gotta do because I did on this side but not the other. And on this, I'll just stretch my skin. Very good angle. And sometimes it's just the hair's growing in a certain way that the way you're running your beard shaver, you just needs to change up the angle. And then I get up here too. My line's pretty solid all the time this way. I do get some stragglers. And so I'll take this, just clean it up. This doesn't cut the long hairs, it just cuts the short ones that fly in. So you don't have to be too careful. But if you're cutting in with this, I'll just kind of come like this, and I'm watching from the inside and just kind of come down. Don't want to be too shaky. like this, and I just cut the line in that I want. Okay, so now take a look. What am I missing? I've got some strays over here. And this is a tip that I do. See how I'm like pulling it out and it kind of exposes what's longer? I'll just take and clip off that curl. And this is because I have curly hair, so some of these ones are just like a little bit out of control. So I'll just come under here, clip off the curl. I'm not really changing the shape. Here is shape because it's sticking out past the end. And then any hairs that I don't like, I just say adios. Just hit the sink. And then one guy was like, "You leave those in the sink for your sweetheart?" I got so many funny comments on my last beard video. Okay, now this is another part too. Like I like it longer down here and in the front. And then so it's like obviously coming in shorter, bringing it longer, longer, longer. And this gets the shape that I want. So it's kind of like, there's one day where I'll bring it down kind of tighter, and then I'll just touch it up after that. Here in the front, I haven't really done much. And if it's looking good, if I'm liking how it's looking, then I'll just leave it. But if it needs, let's just say it's been a few months and I've just kind of done around here and I haven't done much on the front. Here's how I do the front. So I'll kind of turn sideways a bit and I pull it out. And this hair is like significantly longer than some of the side stuff. So all I'm doing here is just cutting up at an angle like this, and I'm trimming off some of it. And I just keep doing that. Pull it out and then trim the stuff that stays out. And I'm just trying to get ultimately just some of the ends at an angle to get it to look still longer in the front and not have this huge difference in length. And then just letting it lay. And as you trim this down, what you'll find is then now below you might need to do a little bit more. Anything that sticks past where I want the ultimate shape to be, I cut it off. But if it lays well, I just leave it. Just moving the hair around, and if something's like extreme out of the way where I don't want, then I take the scissors or those clippers. I can go right back to the clippers. Either way, either one works good. So it's this constant adjust where you're like looking, you look at the angle, get it clean, and then adjust the angle, and then trim it where you want it. Okay, that's pretty close to where I want to be. This time I didn't touch the stash. And a trick on the stash, if you're trying to grow your stash out long, my twin showed me this. I was growing my beard for a full year without trimming it, not even once. And it's taught me a lot of patience. But basically you get your beard wet, and then you take a blow dryer. And I wouldn't have a blow dryer if it wasn't for this thing, but you take this blow dryer and you just hold it right on your face and then let it dry. And you can go like switch from cold to hot. And then at the end, you just put it on cold for a little bit. But what you'll do is you're spreading the hair and it's just forcing it to stay out. And that hair will stay out of your mouth for the rest of the day, or at least until you get it wet. So if you're trying to go for a longer mustache, that's what I'll do. And then using beard oils and waxes and stuff like that, just playing around. Every day I put a little bit of beard oil in my beard. And one of the reasons is because it adds a good scent, which I like. I don't want it to smell like food. And then another reason I add beard oil is because it kind of conditions it. It keeps it a little bit soft. And if I don't put beard oil in the morning, it seems like the beard is a little more unruly throughout the day. As soon as I get my beard wet, put a little bit of beard oil, about a dime size in the palm of my hand, Rub it around like this. I'll get on my fingers, roll it through my mustache, and then put it on my beard on the top first, and then I'll run it through. And I'll run it through my beard and basically just get it on there. It doesn't matter if it hits the skin. It actually kind of conditions the skin underneath too. And then my beard just lays better for the rest of the day. So that's a quick cleanup. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'd be happy to answer them.